You think you're making your own choices. What to watch, what to buy, what to believe, what to chase. It feels like freedom. It feels like you're in control. But what if you're not? What if many of the things you think you want were never truly your wants at all? What if your very desires, your ambitions, your goals, even your identity have been quietly hijacked? Because that's exactly what's happening right now, every day, not by force, not by direct manipulation, but by algorithms, invisible systems designed to shape what you think you want, long before you ever realize it's happening. Let's pull back the curtain. You live inside an attention economy. And attention is more than just time. It's the foundation of your identity. What you pay attention to shapes what you value, what you believe, what you pursue, what you fear. The platforms you use aren't neutral. Their business model depends on one thing: keeping you hooked, not for 5 minutes, for hours, for months, for years. Because the longer you stay inside, the more predictable you become. The more predictable you are, the easier you are to monetize. At first it seems harmless. You follow people who inspire you. You watch videos that entertain you. You click content that seems interesting, but the algorithm watches you. It learns you, and it starts feeding you not just what you like, but what keeps you coming back. The goal isn't to give you freedom. The goal is to create behavioral loops. You click, you engage, you return, you crave more. Soon your entire feed, your reality is shaped by what will keep you emotionally activated, not necessarily what serves your growth. And the longer this continues, the more the algorithm starts influencing not just your habits, but your very desires. Here's where it gets dangerous. You start chasing goals that aren't fully yours. You start pursuing lifestyles that were algorithmically amplified. You start adopting beliefs that were subtly fed to you through repetition. And you don't realize it's happening, because it feels natural. It feels like your own ambition. But in reality, your nervous system has been trained to want what the system decided was most profitable to show you. The perfect body you should want, the lifestyle you should chase, the hustle you should admire, the fears you should obsess over. In a moment, we're going to break down how algorithms wire your brain for artificial desire, why most people never realize it's happening, and how to rebuild your decision-making system so your goals actually belong to you. But first, if this is already waking you up, hit like button and subscribe right now. We're building real conversations here, not recycled self-help hype, but real systems that help you take your mind back. Let's go deeper into the mechanics. Your brain is designed to adapt to its environment. It's constantly reshaping itself based on what you expose it to. This is called neuroplasticity. The more you engage with a certain type of content, the more those neural pathways strengthen. The more your emotional responses attach to that content, the more your brain begins filtering reality through that lens. It doesn't take months. It happens quickly, sometimes in days. Watch content about high-performance hustle, and soon you'll feel lazy for resting. Watch content about relationships falling apart, and you'll start fearing connection. Watch content about success stories, and you'll start feeling behind. The algorithm feeds you repetition. Repetition shapes identity. Identity drives desire. That's how manipulated desire feels like your own idea. Algorithms aren't simply showing you what's useful. They're optimizing for what keeps your brain chemically activated. Outrage, shock, envy, desire, fear. Every time you feel an emotional spike, your brain releases dopamine. The more intense the spike, the stronger the addiction. And because your brain craves novelty, algorithms don't just give you more of the same, they escalate. More extreme opinions, more intense success stories, more unrealistic lifestyles, more urgent threats. This escalation honestly trains your nervous system to seek higher and higher emotional charges, while numbing your tolerance for calm, long-term, grounded focus. At some point the shift happens. What started as casual interest turns into identity-level obsession. You don't just consume content, you become the content. You start chasing business models you don't understand. You copy productivity hacks that don't fit your wiring. You envy lives that aren't even real. You develop fears that were planted not discovered. And the more this happens, the more detached you become from your original instincts. The question isn't, what do I want? It becomes, what am I programmed to want? That's the true hijack. Now here's where it all connects. You are not the customer. You are the product. Your attention is sold. Your behavior is monetized. Your predictable engagement is packaged and resold to advertisers. The longer you stay hooked, the more valuable you become to the system, not to yourself. And here's the brutal reality. Confused people spend more money. When you're confused about who you are, when you feel behind, inadequate and restless, you're more likely to buy courses, sign up for programs, chase fast solutions, and spend impulsively to fix insecurities. The system profits from your confusion. That's why the hijack is so subtle and so dangerous. But you don't have to stay trapped inside this invisible loop. Let's go deeper. The first step to breaking free is awareness. You need to start questioning where your desires are coming from. Here are a few signs your wants may not be fully yours. You feel a strong urgency to pursue something but can't fully explain why. Your goals change frequently, mirroring trends or viral content. You chase outcomes that look impressive but feel disconnected from your actual values. You feel constant pressure to keep up with what others are doing online. You struggle to sit in stillness without consuming new information or stimulation. The more your desires feel reactive instead of reflective, the more likely you're running an algorithm-fed identity. Real desire holds under silence. If you unplug from the noise and no scrolling, no consuming, no reacting, and your desire still feels grounded, it likely belongs to you. But if your ambitions only exist when you're stimulated, if they fade in silence, if they require constant external reinforcement to feel valid, that's not your desire, that's programming. Your real goals will survive stillness. Your real calling won't need constant emotional activation to stay alive. The more you strengthen your capacity for stillness, the less control the algorithm has over your state. And honestly, the more your true ambitions rise back to the surface. Let's be clear. Ambition isn't the problem. Reactive ambition is. When your ambition is built on algorithmic noise, you chase goals that don't fit your wiring. You climb ladders that lead nowhere meaningful. You burn energy chasing validation instead of mastery. But when ambition is clean, when it's yours, everything changes. You pursue depth, not hype. You choose projects that energize you. You build skills aligned with your unique wiring. You focus on mastery that compounds over time. This is how people create work that actually lasts. You need ambition that grows stronger under pressure, not one that, just collapses when trends shift. This is called anti-fragile ambition. When others panic, you stay focused. When new trends emerge, you evaluate, not just react. When algorithms shift, your foundation stays solid, because your path isn't dictated by external noise. It's built on internal clarity. Understand this, the algorithmic systems will keep getting better, more personalized, more manipulative, more addictive. You won't beat them by simply resisting forever. You beat them by outgrowing their influence. Stay aware of how your attention is being monetized. Regularly audit your inputs. Protect periods of deep work without external stimulation. Anchor yourself to long-term values that algorithms cannot manipulate. The stronger your internal compass, the less leverage any external system has over you. Here's the real flex. Most people are addicted to attention. You don't need to be. You don't need to announce every move. You don't need to compete for algorithm visibility. You don't need constant external validation. Silent consistency builds something most people never experience, real authority. Because while others are chasing the next spike, you're building unshakable skill, resilience, and clarity that compounds for life. Your mind was never supposed to be for sale. Your desires were never supposed to be programmed. The system profits when you confuse stimulation with purpose, when you confuse novelty with progress, when you confuse visibility with mastery. But you don't have to stay inside that loop. You can reclaim your attention. You can rebuild your desire system. You can create ambition that's clean, grounded, and fully yours. Because once you own your attention, you own your life. If this hit home, drop a comment right now. One desire I'm reclaiming is, and if you haven't yet, hit the like button and subscribe, because we're not here for surface level hacks. We're building real systems to free your mind and your future. This video is for educational and motivational purposes only. It is not psychological, financial, or professional advice. Always consult qualified experts when making decisions related to your personal development or mental health.